course, we know about his amateur pedigree. But the shocking upset that we broadcast in his pro debut, and there have been notable boxers who lost their first fight. Henry Armstrong, Bernard Hopkins, Juan Manuel Marquez. He has developed now as a pro. He understands things, and he has looked good lately.
Well, he's developed, as you said. He's improved every fight out, and I like where he is right now. And I think the loss was good for him. He came from a place where he had no freedom. He couldn't do what he wanted to do. He was thrust here in America, in the U.S., and now he had everything at his disposal, and he had to learn, unfortunately, the hard way. But the loss has been working for him.
Already, Ramirez, the southpaw, Cuban already has Nova on his bike. Ramirez right now is dictating the real estate right now.
Nova trying to touch him with that jab. He has overcome a big injury in his career. A year and a half ago, he suffered an Achilles tendon tear, sparring November of 2020. This is his third fight since that injury.
See, Nova right now is doing the right thing in maintaining distance. That's what it's going to be about. He has to use his advantages. You can tell, look at his size. He's a bit taller, has longer reach, and he's stronger. Ooh, nice right hand right down the middle. That's the shot that you want to hit southpaws against. The right hand and also the left hook.
And then Robeisy comes in with a three-punch combination, digs to the body, and he smiles and nods his head.
This is what I think Nova didn't understand in our fighter meeting. He kept talking about his physical gifts and abilities. I'm taller, I'm bigger. That doesn't matter when you're facing a guy who's got a boxing mind and IQ. He can take that away from you. And right now he's done that. We got a long way to go, but Robeisy's sort of having his way in this first round, at least from a distance standpoint.
That differential that you both mentioned, it's 4 inches both on the height and reach. We've seen Nova at 130 pounds. Said he comfortably got down to 126 for this bout.
Nova can win this fight with volume, letting his hands go out at distance. You see Robeisy not really countering often. And maybe about 20 seconds ago, I saw Robeisy. I didn't see his legs. I saw his legs kind of buckle a bit. I think a right hand snuck in there and got his attention.
Seconds to the bell.
End of one between Ramirez and Nova. Top Rank Boxing on ESPN is brought to you by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. Some of the images of Andre Ward being inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame last weekend. First ballot, earned every inch of it. Our brother, the 2-division world champion, so proud of him and his beautiful family spending that weekend in upstate New York as he was celebrated by all the greats that the game has seen. And of course, a former light heavyweight unified champion. What we are tackling tonight in our main event. And Dre, let me tell you something. That fit looks pretty good, my man. Congratulations on everything. We are so proud of you, Dre, and we celebrate you at this time. How'd that feel up there in upstate?
Unbelievable moment. Worked my whole life for that. We finally did it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
And as always, brief and modest and humble as the undefeated former #1 pound-for-pound fighter of the year who will be ever known as a Hall of Famer from this point forward, Andre Ward. Round number 2. In that first round, Abraham Nova threw 52 punches. He landed 7. Ramirez more efficient, landing 29%, 6 of 21.
I'm always interested to see, especially at this stage in his career, what style Ramirez will employ, because we know he started off as a boxer. Now there's a lot of talk in his camp about physical strength, having power, sitting down on his punches. So that's why we see a Ramirez that is more in the pocket and not moving as much.
Tim, take us back to that 1-2 combo that Nova had in the first round.
Yeah, this was the small right hand that I said that got Ramirez's attention. You see the jab right here out at distance, and that right hand right down the middle on the chin. You see the reaction from Ramirez, but He quickly, after that, came in and tied up Nova, letting me know that he was affected by that punch.
It's going to be really important for Nova not to throw hard shots, and I think he's doing a good job of picking when to throw hard and when not to, because Ramirez, even when he's in front of you, he's a constant moving target. He's either going high, going low, dropping his head. He's always doing something, and you don't want to throw big punches at a guy like that, especially early.
Tried to cut off the ring laterally there. He's also looking to draw Nova in time and again.
Seems like Ramirez is a bit frustrated. I mean, he's been chirping this whole time since the fight begun, you know, trying to get Nova to fight his fight. He wants Nova to stand there and exchange with him.
Has an opportunity to do so. Fires off the southpaw power left hand. Nova now shoulder to shoulder.
I'm not sure he's frustrated. I just think he's trying to get Nova in the type of fight that he wants to get him in, which is making him overcommit and countering. So far, Nova's not taking the bait.
No, he's not. That's what Ramirez needs. He needs Nova to stand directly in front of him. He doesn't want Nova to use his distance and reach.
One thing the Cubans have mastered: bewildering your mind, frustrating you, and before you know it, you're fighting their fight and you don't know how you got into that kind of fight. This is what the Cubans have mastered. Ramirez did it as an amateur. We're still watching to see if he can consistently do it as a pro.
10 seconds to the bell.
Welcome to the absolute world of cocktails. Here, everything is mixed. Expression, personalities, friendship. Absolute, born to mix.
Is your life a little stressful? Try Amazing Ashwa from Force Factor. Premium KSM 66 Ashwagandha in Amazing Ashwa helps reduce stress and anxiety and more. Life doesn't have to be so hard. Rush to Walmart for Amazing Ashwa from Force Factor.
Guys, do you want to be the ultimate man? Alpha Keen from Force Factor unleashes an epic surge in total testosterone, helping you build muscle, increase strength, and leave her breathless. Rush to Walmart for Alpha Keen from Force Factor, the #1 fastest growing men's health brand in America.
A few months ago, I realized I was losing my hair, and then I found Hims.
And a licensed healthcare provider prescribed me this new spray. The results have been amazing. I only wish I'd started sooner.
Like, if you could start yesterday, do that. Regrow your hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. Visit 4hims.com.
That was the bell to end the second round. You saw the replay on your right as clearly Ramirez threw that punch after the bell against Nova to end the second round. Here we are, beginning of round number 3 of a good co-feature that you see Ramirez with the 21-13 connect advantage, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Timmy, the last man to defeat the current unified 130-pound champion, Shakur Stevenson. That was in the 2016 Olympic finals. Now Ramirez, 28 years old. This is his 11th pro fight.
Well, you see where Shakur Stevenson is now.
Yeah, on top of the world.
So, okay, that's cute.
That's cute. That's nice. Hope you felt good about 2016. Meanwhile, the other guy is a rocket ride on the pound-for-pound list.
Tess, I can see the new style that Ramirez is trying to employ. I can see it where he's not throwing as many punches and he loads up on his shots, and that's a dangerous thing to do. Like, Ramirez became who he became by frustrating and putting the punches together. And I think there's a fine line between sitting down and knowing when to sit down. He doesn't want to take his gifts away.
Just landed a good left hand, then goes to the body. To your point, landing 43% of his total punches, Dre. More efficient, more effective.
More efficient, more effective, and accurate. But Tess, let me tell you something. What he's doing is he's trying to get Nova to overextend himself, overexert himself. Keep throwing punches, keep throwing punches. His fight's going to start late. Ramirez is going to start putting pressure and start countering in between those shots a little bit later as Nova slow down a bit.
Exchanging on the inside.
And Nova better watch that lead uppercut. A punch you're not supposed to throw, but Ramirez is getting away with it that he's throwing because he's landing it flush. And Nova has had some chin issues in the past.
Of course, there's another featherweight out there who has used that lead uppercut awkwardly to great success, the world champion Emmanuel Navarrete.
Ramirez is making him punch often with his presence and keeping that high guard. Typically, when you see the high guard, you want your opponent to throw. And when they do, you want to catch them in between with shots. He's looking for perfect opportunities to land power shots against Nova.
Last time we saw Ramirez was back in February. He was on that
he hurt him.
co-feature with Josh Taylor and Catterall on top.
He hurt him.
Oh, look at the back leg. You can see it. And he tries to chase him down into the corner in the closing seconds here. There's an uppercut that comes in against Nova. Good rally from Ramirez.
There are 120 broadcast cameras around Wimbledon's grounds. The movement of the players and the ball is tracked around the court by 10 different cameras. There's the sensor on the net cord, the LED displays showing the score and speed of serve. There's the data entry system capturing stats from all the matches. We hide as much of the technology as we can to stay true to our original ideal: tennis in an English garden.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day, this lecture hall will be made of code. And though they're virtual students, what they'll learn together is real. A surgeon will be able to practice as many times as needed in the metaverse before laying her hands on a real patient. These students aren't really back in 32 BCE, but they can still watch Mark Antony debate in ancient Rome. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Big third round from the two-time Olympic gold medalist Robeisy Ramirez, especially in the last 15 seconds. There was a left hand to the temple. There was an uppercut that came in. It was a good combination in the final 10 seconds. In fact, on the power punches, he was 21 of 36 in that round alone. This is the co-feature before we get to the much-anticipated three-belt light heavyweight unification fight. And there is Artur Beterbiev, the IBF, the WBC, the lineal champion at 175 pounds. The only active fighter in the sport with a 100% knockout rate, 17 for 17. Last fight out, he overcame a brutal cut on his forehead, almost stopped the fight. What did he do? They warned him, went out there, finished off Marcus Brown. We'll see what he offers tonight against the rugged and extremely heavy-handed Joe Smith Jr. Two world champions saying, let's get after it right here in New York, and they will do that in moments.
Took Ramirez 3.5 rounds to get Nova where he wanted to get him. Nova's fighting at Ramirez's pace. The action only heats up when Ramirez initiates. He is always a presence in front of Nova, so he's draining Nova even when he's not throwing punches, because Ramirez looks like he's throwing punches, and Ramirez is setting up big shots that we saw in the last round that is now having a physical toll on Nova. Nova needs to make an adjustment right now because things are getting bad for him.
I call that the Canelo effect. Canelo does this, exactly what Ramirez is doing. Let his opponents wear down, and then he counters with vicious, explosive combinations. That high
this
guard
is Cuban school boxing right here, with a tinge of the professional ranks.
And that's what we talk about when we refer to the development of Ramirez in recent fights. Just touching in among the pro experience, and it reveals itself more and more. Let's check in with Bernardo.
Was speaking with Mark DeLuca, and he would not admit that Nova was hurt, but he says, I can't have him get drawn into a firefight. When he lets his hands go, he's got to cover up.
Mark DeLuca, the trainer for Abraham Nova, who fights out of Albany, New York. He's the son of Dominican parents, originally from Puerto Rico, moved to the U.S. with 9 siblings when he was just an infant, and then started at the Albany Boxing Club when he was 12 years old, and took the train down here the other day to Manhattan. But this is a massive step up and a talent gap unlike anything he has seen going up against the wildly skilled Ramirez.
And Nova can still land a punch, but he's got to make some adjustments to do it because he's allowing a great thinker to be in a comfort zone, and that spells bad news for Nova.
Made him pay the price there. End of 4.
It's still the Eat Fresh Refresh, and now Subway's refreshing their Italians. Like the new Supreme Meats, topped high with new Italian-style capicola. That's one handsome Italian.
Thanks.
Not you, Garoppolo. Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing and refreshing.
A monster was attacking, but the team remained calm. Because with Miro, they could problem solve together and find the answer that was right under their nose. Or his nose.
We love our new home.
It's just...
There's so much hammering in the neighborhood.
Anyone got a light?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com and see Marvel Studios Thor, Love and Thunder, only in theaters.
It's still the Eat Fresh Refresh, which means Subway's up in their bread game. We're talking artisan Italian bread, baked fresh daily. The only thing fresher than that bread is the guy reading this. Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing.
We start round 5 between Ramirez and Nova. And Dre, what were you saying about Ramirez? Make him miss, make him pay. Boy, it happened at the end of that last round, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, he set the table in the first 3.5 rounds so he can land shots like this. Half step back, boom. Nova reached, didn't bring his feet, just threw the punch. You can't do that with a great boxer who masters distance and range and who's figured out your distance and range. That's why he landed that clean left hand.
Packed crowd here at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. They've been in here for hours with a very good-looking undercard that we hope you enjoyed on ESPN+. Some prime prospects. But the anticipation has been growing as we work our way towards our light heavyweight unification world championship fight. Beterbiev, his 2 belts. Joe Smith, his 1 belt. And you know what it is. Puncher versus puncher. Bernie, what are they saying in the corner of Robeisy Ramirez?
Ismael Salas is extremely pleased in making this a firefight. He says this is the way we plan the fight, but I've told Robeisy, this guy's dangerous. He's big, he has power, but he cannot deal with you when you use your angles and when you pressure him.
Speaking of a guy who possesses power, Joe Smith Jr. has been getting ready for this moment. There he is right now, live in the locker room. The WBO light heavyweight world champion lives just about an hour away in Long Island. Listen, when you talk about this matchup, Timmy, Artur Beterbiev, a 2-time Olympian, has great pedigree, great skill. But it is the recent experience, the thick resume of Joe Smith Jr. as a pro that gives Joe confidence. He says the experience is there for me. I am not seeing anything I haven't seen before. There's some who would question that when you look at the demolition, road grading, come forward style Beterbiev.
Well, we talk about, strength of schedule. Without a doubt, Joe Smith Jr. has been in there with some credible champions and contenders. And I think that it definitely got him ready for this moment that he's going to be in tonight.
6 years ago tonight, he pulled a shocking upset with a first-round knockout. Oh, and there is the left hand that floors Nova, and the fight is over. Robeisy Ramirez finishes it off in style, and Nova is laid out.
School was in session.
Abraham Nova is receiving medical attention. He is moving. He is attentive. He is responding to the ringside physicians, and that is a great sign that they are getting him up to the stool. That is always the sign we look for. They will keep him down, immobilized if there was something more concerning to the medical staff, but he is up on the stool, and that is a spectacular performance by Robeisy Ramirez, who continues to just get better and better, and hands Abraham Nova the first loss of his career.
Glad Nova is up. Glad he's talking and communicating with his team. Very, very difficult loss for him, especially the way that it ended. And I was concerned about Nova because in the fighter meeting, he said all the right things. I'm bigger, I'm stronger. There's no way. I got more fights. How can this guy possibly beat me? And I'm thinking, does he know who he's fighting? This guy has 400 amateur fights, 2-time gold medalist. You can't underestimate that. He's on the fast track, and he's a great boxer, and he'll cut your size down. He'll make you seem like the shorter guy with the shorter arm. And I'm not sure that Nova and his team prepared for that, and I think that showed tonight.
Here we go, Timmy.
Look at this straight left hand. Look at this straight left hand, straight down the middle. You see Nova here pawing with the jab. You see the right hook that comes around. Got Nova to bag out. Didn't even see the left hand coming straight down the middle as he's retreating with his left hand extended. Right down the middle, right on the button. Boom, parked him right in the corner like a valet driver. My goodness, what a shot. One more time, dip, right in, straight left hand, right down the middle. Boom. See the head even hit off the canvas as well.
Tess, all of this happened because of the great boxing that Ramirez did. So now, Nova doesn't know what's coming. He tries to leave out of the back door without saying goodbye, and Ramirez followed him out with that straight left hand because he had already got the distance that he needed, and he knew that Nova makes those kind of mistakes. Here we see it again.
Watch the feint, the dip feint, the level change, subtle level change right here. Brought the eyes down, then the hook came around, then the straight left hand right down the middle. He never expected that punch. That's why you saw that type of reaction right there with the glove stuck on the bottom rope. My goodness, devastating knockout produced by Ramirez. Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Hulu Theater, this bout comes to a conclusion at 2 minutes, 20 seconds of round number 5. For your winner by knockout, and now the USBA and WBO Global Featherweight Champion,